but at least you will have a gift for them from the underworld. And I don't know, I've seen some crazy things as gifts, but it, sometimes it's very simple, something like a golden ring, or a cup, or it can be a number of things. It can be almost anything. But what you do is you take that and you bring it back. You journey back with that gift. Now, when you leave that fourth chamber, sometimes, again according to this tradition, a power animal will come up to you and identify itself and say, yes, I am the guardian of this particular person. I am the friend of this particular person. I will come back with you and to be with them, to help them. And so sometimes you will see an animal that comes and may come back with you to be with your client. Not always. Sometimes there is no power animal. But if there is, and the animal wishes to come back, bring it back along with the gift and the soul part, if the soul part agrees. So at best, you're coming back with 3 gifts. At worst, just 1. In any case, the power animal it can be any animal, but typically it's not an insect. You're not going to see insects as power animals. It just doesn't happen for some reason. So you then thank Huascar and you travel back to the present. And at this point, as a shaman, you will blow these gifts into the heart chakra of your client. Now, usually it's the heart chakra, sometimes it's not. You will know when it's not, as a shaman. But 9 times out of 10, it's the heart chakra that receives these gifts. And so, this is what's called soul retrieval. And in fact, this is what we're going to be doing in the workshop tomorrow. Today we did illuminations. Tomorrow we're going to do soul retrieval. So, finally, the 4th direction, the 4th and final direction that we study as part of this tradition is the East. And the East, the archetype of the East, is the eagle or the condor. Big birds of prey. And with great vision that soar very high. And so have a vision of the big picture. In this direction, the work here is really for helping those who are about to pass on, to transition from this life into the next, to leave this plane, to help them to leave peacefully, to live consciously. Not to be afraid when they're dying. And so the work in this direction is, the first part is quite simple. It's called the recapitulation. In the recapitulation, you basically are going over any unfinished business that It's like a life review. And any unfinished business that this person has should now be completed, and they're urged to say the I love yous that they never said, or hug. And usually family is involved, and the process can take a few days. But the second part is to actually, we talked about illuminations in the South. In this particular instance, we do a 7-chakra illumination, a complete clearing of all the chakras before the person passes on. And then finally, when the person has just passed, what we do is called the Great Death Spiral. And what that means is that we disconnect each of the chakras by unwinding them, and we lift the auric field from the physical body that is no longer alive, and lovingly send the energy on, so that it doesn't get stuck, so that it doesn't attach itself to something else, so that it is not afraid, so that there's many souls. And then to ensure that there's no clinging and wanting to come back, we seal the chakras, and they are then closed. Energetically, they cannot be re-entered. And the entity is released.